Hey everyone, it's Kim again. I'm the owner of K&M Tumblers and Teas LLC, and today I'm going to try to use my DTF prints to press on the front of a small composition book. As I told you the last time, I am a teacher, science teacher at a middle school. I teach 8th grade, and we're going back next week. So every year when we go back, I try to give my science department teachers a little something, to start the year off on a positive note and something for them to use throughout the year. Last year, I gave them the thing that was big last year, which was sublimating on the front of a glittered spiral, the Dollar Tree glittered spirals. Those subbed beautifully and they worked really, really well. This time, we're going to try these little composition books. I'm a little disappointed because I did think they were large size composition books, and I did read the size, but I don't know, it just didn't click. It was one of those days. So they are these little composition books. The pack actually came with quite a few. There's probably about 16 of them, I want to say, and it was about $18-ish on Amazon. But they're about 8.5 by 5, maybe 5.5. I'm not really sure. So I'm gonna just kind of put my DTF print here on the front. I'm gonna use my small Cricut iron because my heat press is in another room, and I have a heat mat, which is also from Cricut, from a bigger Cricut press that I have. And so we're gonna use this, kind of just go around a little bit until we think it's pressed onto the composition book. Then we'll peel it and then we'll give it a final press, just like we would do for a shirt. So that's the goal for today. Let's see how we do. Let me turn the camera down. All right, we got the camera turned down, and I have the little notebook that I'm gonna be using to press on. I'm gonna get my decals here. I'm gonna go ahead and cut one off here off the bottom. I'm just gonna trim it up a little bit. These outside edges don't really matter. If you're not sure what a DTF machine is, it's like a huge printer, and it prints exactly your image the way it would print as if you were using a regular paper printer, except on the back it gets covered with white ink, and when it comes out you powder it with a chemical powder that comes with it, and then you bake it in the oven, like a convection oven that is only for DTF printing. You can't use it for regular food once you use it, because it does let off a lot of chemical smells and things. So, and this becomes your adhesive when you iron it onto the shirt, or in this case, we're gonna try the composition book. Okay, so here we go. Get rid of the trash. Here's my book again. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna place it here. I'm gonna try to center it, make sure that it's not crooked, because since I cut the crooked outside, it kind of makes me think my paper's a little crooked. All right, so I'm just gonna try to hold it up a little bit so I can get an idea if it's centered. Hope it is, we'll see. And I'm gonna use some heat tape that I have. I have one heat tape that I'd never use that I just do not like is the yellow one. Every time I've used it, it leaves yellow marks on my tumblers, on everything that I use. So I try not to use that very often. I use a blue one, and this one is clear. It's just a thin, clear one. All right, I am going to use a Teflon sheet to cover up my design exactly like I would do with some butcher paper, but I'll just use a Teflon sheet, I think, this time. So I'm gonna lay it on the top. And I'm gonna take my little Cricut, and I'm going to probably place it here where the S would be, and then I'll just slowly go across. Normally the DTF is 325 for 15 seconds, and then you let it cool, and you peel your plastic, and then you come back and you press it again for another 15 seconds. So this will just take us a little bit longer because it's a tiny little Cricut. And then once I press it this one time, I'm giving it a little bit of pressure, just to see if that will help, since you do use medium, more or less, pressure for the t-shirts. I'm just gonna move it around. I will come back and I'll put the iron down here on the bottom where the name is, and up here on the top where the apple stem was, just to make sure. And then we'll have to give it a few minutes to cool. and then we'll be ready to check it out. I started crafting and doing t-shirts with vinyl, and ever since that was about 3 or 4 years ago, and then ever since I got my DTF, oh my gosh, I can hardly think of using vinyl anymore. It's so easy. There's no weeding. There's nothing you have to do. Machine is a big upkeep though. It's a very, very, very big upkeep. You have to maintenance it daily. Sometimes the white doesn't come out. Sometimes it doesn't work. And it has been a headache. It has definitely been a headache, but for the most part, I love it. All right, we're almost done. And then we'll lift it, see what we get. Cool it off a little bit. I'm gonna bring a little fan. I have a little fan sitting over here. All right, I think that might be enough. Let's see. All right, now one thing I notice is I should not have pressed on my red thing here, okay? And I do notice, I don't know if you how well you can see it, but there is like a slight outline. I'm not sure what we're gonna get with that once we peel it. So let me bring my fan over and we'll cool it off just a little bit. Oh my God, it's creating a shadow. So we'll see. I think it'll be okay. It'll just maybe, this I think is where I went wrong. I should definitely not have touched that. Oh, it's really, really warm. Okay, so we'll just kind of get that cardboard cooled down a little bit. Yeah, that should be good. All right, here we go. Let's see what we get, guys. Oh, I'm not gonna lie, that's stinking cute. That is super duper cute. You do see an outline. It could be from the powder coating that you put on the back side. It could be from that. And notice I did get it a little crooked. Gonna have to work on that. This though is the big problem. I do not want to put the iron on that because it burned it. So I guess this will have to be mine. Darn it. But anyway, that's really cute. Now we do have to press it a second time. I'm not gonna put the iron there. I'm gonna make sure I don't do that. Okay, I'll get my Teflon again. Get my little iron and we'll just start here. So hopefully these little videos will get you to venture out and try. My first one I did ever was the other day on the UV decal that I put on the glass Libby beer glass, and I made lots of mistakes. Story of my life. Lots of mistakes. But it's okay, just keep trying. Just keep trying. I have a lot of things that I buy just so that I can practice, and just keep trying. Let me make, oh, I did it again. I went on that edge again. Okay, and same thing as when you do a DTF t-shirt, you have to give it a second press because it totally changes the texture of the decal. Right now, before I pressed it a second time, it was smooth and glossy. And when you press it your second time, it changes the texture of it. I think this will be good right here. All right, put that down. Let me bring it open. All right, now, yeah, ouch. Now when I touch it, it's a little more rubbery. I don't know if you can see, like on this apple, it kind of has a little texture to it from the Teflon, which I like. Now look, notice that edge is a little glittered. It must be the powder. But if you've done this before and you have any tips or tricks, please share. If this video is helpful to you, please like and subscribe to my channel. That would be awesome. I'm just gonna keep every week kind of posting something that I've tried, something that I wanna try, and we'll see how it goes. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.